I had, you're gonna have to say something.
Is this on? Hello? Okay. I'd like to open the Town of New Shoreham's zoning board of review meeting for May 24th, 2003. To begin with, we have the applications. Cole McGinnis LLC, Plat 6, Lot 35, number 454 Ocean Avenue, application by Robert Kenny for a variance from section 113C1 and 313C for construction of a second floor onto the existing building, section 411, commercial residential mixed use. Developable land for this is 11,382 square feet. There's a one-story structure on it now, which is automotive repair. It was not existing as an automotive repair now, correct?
Well, I mean,
That's the present use. Okay, it's a two-story structure on it. The proposed use is a two-story structure on the existing structure, residential, commercial residential mixed use with a second floor apartment or housing. Footprint area is 1,417 square feet. Building coverage calculation existing and proposed gross footprint is 1,417, equals total building coverage of 12.4. Maximum building lot coverage calculations is 12.4. Total coverage is 37.4. Longest wall plane is 36.5 feet. Longest building plane 36.5. The total building volume is 27,203 square feet.
yeah, very hard.
Okay.
Just see if anybody has questions or the applicants.
Okay, the applicant's here. Okay.
Good evening. Yes, my name is Doug Gilpin, architect, Block Island, Charlottesville, Virginia. Also, Bobby Kenny. Bobby
Okay.
is the owner. As a matter of fact, when we did the application, Bobby was not the owner. Soon after the application was submitted, he became the owner. So it's officially Robert Kenny is the owner of the project.
So it's no longer McGinnis Cole.
So
And-
if you wanna,
I would imagine that would be the
maybe
best thing to
tomorrow
do.
Just send me an amended application and then we'll advertise it the correct way.
All right, will do. Basically, it's Robbie Murphy's former automotive repair facility. It's on a triangular lot. It is in the service commercial district. Within that area, it has a 50-foot rear setback. And at present, the back corner of the building presently projects about 3 feet into that setback. The intent is to rehabilitate the building, to virtually gut the inside and clean it up, to have a small coffee shop small eatery on the first floor. And then Bobby is going to be using the second floor, a new constructed second floor for his personal residence. So it's going to be a combination commercial residential on the site. Going vertically, we again, if we follow the footprint, we go into the setback of that presently exists at the rear corner of the building. Hence, that's the reason that we are here today. There's also a minor incursion into a side setback for a stairway to the residential area. Happy to answer any questions, and of course, Bobby's here to answer any use questions.
Is this to be mixed use?
Yes, it would be commercial residential. I think that's the term. Is that correct, Jen?
Yeah.
Thank you.
As opposed to the zone, the actual mixed use building that,
Those are allowed in the service commercial district. And yes, yes.
Do you know what the use is going to be for the first floor, for the existing?
Yeah, it's gonna be a coffee shop similar to what we had over our top of Port Gables Pub,
Okay,
which we moved out of.
just a coffee shop?
What do you mean just a coffee shop?
Is that the first floor, the whole first floor?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Anybody else have any questions?
We went to the AGC on Monday and received both preliminary and final approval.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for this? I'd like to make a motion to schedule it for June 28th or July 26th. Oh, June 28th if they have their, they have historic already, right? Yeah. Make a motion to schedule it for the June 28th hearing. Okay, do I have a vote? Aye. Okay. Scheduled for June 28th. See you then.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Next application is Corn Neck Road LLC, Plat 2, Lot 2-3. File number 732 Corn Neck Road. Application by Celeste Health Line for a special use permit. Section 513D and 2A for construction of accessory dwelling unit for year-round residents.
Hi.
Hi.
Celeste Helferline. We're applying for an accessory dwelling unit and a special use permit with relief from the maximum. We're looking to build a house that's 1,704 square feet. And you list the maximum as 1,500, but under D, accessory dwelling units by special use permit states an accessory dwelling unit greater than 1,200 of living floor space up to a maximum of 15 is allowed only upon the granting of a special use permit by the zoning board. And then under requirements, it says relief from the living floor area maximum number of bedrooms and maximum number of dwelling units per lot may be granted by a special use permit, subject to finding. So we're asking for slightly larger than the max, what you list as the maximum.
You're asking for more than the 1,500.
We're asking for 1,704.
Although I can't find it.
Okay. I have it. I have it.
Copy of the special use permit checklist. Yeah, it's not part of the application.
No, I know.
I know that we reviewed it, so it's fine. It was, it kind of looks like this, but it's, this is developed.
What does it say on the top?
This, special use permit checklist. You and I went through all of the waivers and everything, but no. Okay. This one?
That's the application.
I know we went over it, so there were a bunch of waivers, so I'm just, you want me to just go over the obvious waivers? This is a different application, but I can tell you what hasn't been submitted. I don't know if that one, yeah, this one.
We've got that. We've got
So
that.
it's, models, traffic analysis, and auto dependency waivers. Economic impact report, toxic and hazardous materials,
Waivers.
waivers on all of these, natural conditions, open space management. Those are.
The waivers that
they-
they're asked
yeah,
would be,
they're-
would be needed. Okay,
This checklist, this. Is that what's-
So, economic impact report, toxic and hazardous materials, natural conditions, open space management, a model, traffic analysis, auto dependency.
does anybody have a problem with those waivers? No? Okay. I'd like to ask the question of the 1,500 square feet. The regulations call for that to be the max,
Mhm.
and you're asking for,
Well, because it says in section D under requirements that you can ask for a waiver for the maximum, a relief from the maximum. So that's what we're asking for.
anybody have any questions? Yes.
Special-
So and you're not, but you're not asking for a variance.
No, we're asking for a special use permit.
But you're saying,
Do
You
I-
need a variance, but for the 17.
Okay,
this is.
I'm not,
That's the new one. The new section for us, right? Yes.
Yeah.
I guess, so another thing to ask is, are there standards for this type of special use permit? Or is it just a
It's
general-
under, 513D. I think I emailed it to.
Yeah, you did.
But they could add the variance from 513B to the application. That's what you're asking them to do.
I think that's what they have to do, right? So do they want to, do they amend it here? No?
We can amend it. Here, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's.
so I just have a what do we need to do to apply for the variance?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
You're
we just
doing
ask-
it.
I thought it was to go through the whole-
I just did it.
You just did it. You just did it.
Just initial right there, and, we'll add that.
But we're given, in the ordinance, we're not given any, standards to evaluate, other than ordinary variance standards.
Yes.
It doesn't use the word, the applicant, like a variance.
That's a question. for
That's the-
Karen, not me.
Yeah, that's the question for Karen.
It says you can ask for relief. So I don't know.
It also says in 513, the one you sent out, Jen, that a structure existing as of July 1, 2022 of up to 1,800 square feet can be converted by special use permit. But this is a new
This
structure.
would be,
It's a new,
What about the, subject to review by the planning board? Does this have to go to planning?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you think they can add a variance?
Can you repeat the question? I was taking notes on another matter.
can we add the variance now?
Can they apply?
They have not applied for a variance
Right.
as of yet.
But they
so
have to go to
that-
planning, they have to go to planning and conservation so they can they should be able to modify that now.
Correct. Well, no, if they have not applied for a variance as of yet, that is not before you tonight and that has not
Correct.
been noticed.
They
Correct.
just wrote it on the application.
But it's not on before you tonight.
But we're just
Being noticed.
accepting the application,
You're accepting the application for a special use permit.
and it will be advertised for for both when it comes back.
My issue with that is that they have not applied for a variance as of yet. Therefore, it's not before you tonight.
Okay.
Therefore, they would need to submit an application for a variance and go through the process again of it being noticed, accepted, and set for hearing. It's a conservative approach, but that would be my preference.
So then they'd have to come back next month, asking for a variance also.
They would have to apply, come back before you to have the application accepted, and you could put it down for hearing.
We
The same,
could schedule this one and the variance doesn't even need to go 2 months out.
You could.
Yeah, so.
Say that again?
If you could schedule this for a public hearing and we could put it back on the agenda for next month.
Okay,
In the past, you've just changed that application.
changed the application.
Changed the application, or amended it. And it won't hold them off. They
Okay.
can still. Move forward.
okay, then we'll, go ahead.
If they go to planning without, the full request, the variance, are they gonna get what they need?
Well, planning is only, for June, they would only accept the application and schedule it for development plan review. So it's, by the time it all catches up, they'll, the public hearings and advertising and it'll all be the same.
Any more questions on this? So we want to schedule it for a public hearing, say July 26th. Will that be enough time? If it's not, we gotta,
Could be.
Continue.
yeah, we can always continue. So, do I have a motion to schedule it for July 26th and refer it to planning and conservation?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. The third application is Clifford Gamunsky and Judith Skiera. Plat 3, Lot 84, off Corner Neck Road. Application for a special use permit under Article 3, Section 306E, Article 4, Sections 401 and 406 to construct a single-family dwelling with 6 bedrooms, accessory residential structure, and an outdoor kitchen.
Good evening, Joe Priestley representing Mr. Gumpkowski and Ms. Sierra, who are both here, and their architect, Mr. Gilpin, is also here.
Your name again, sir?
Pardon?
Your name again?
Joe Priestley.
Okay.
And basically, this is a single-family dwelling unit with a footprint exclusive of first floor decks in excess of 2,000 feet, so it requires a special use permit. It's an undeveloped lot. This is all new development, and we think we conform to the requirements of special use permit, and we've submitted the submittal requirements, which we're happy to go through. We submitted the names and address of the owners. There were no variances or modifications on the lot. We've submitted the proposed structures, spatial requirements. Where land is, we have maps. We've submitted the necessary maps for land disturbance. There was not submitted any wetlands reports or CRMC reports because there are none. They're not within the jurisdiction. We've submitted elevations and 2-foot interviews. We've requested the letter from the zoning official. We're not in CRMC jurisdiction, so there's no biological reports. The utility disposal plan will be an approved OWTS. Architectural plans have been submitted. We requested aerial photographs from the town, and we have them. One shows the property up close and one is a little further out. We have those. It's a single-family residence, so we're requesting a waiver from the economic impact report. The analysis of toxic or hazardous materials, because the town doesn't have standards for that.
Waiver.
For the natural condition analysis, the waiver from the analysis of toxic and hazardous materials, because we've got an approved OWTS for single-family residence. We've submitted a landscape plan. We've asked for waiver from open space because there's no open space. A waiver from model because generally you don't like models, and a waiver from traffic analysis and auto dependency.
Okay.
This is one where I actually think the planning board may be able to get through this in a single meeting. So I'd ask you if you
No,
could
they have to, it's 2 meetings, because they have to accept
schedule
it.
June, hear it in July, but yeah, but I mean, a single hearing. Sometimes it takes.
Yeah.
Correct. So I think we can be ready, we can be ready in July to go forward as opposed to putting it over to August.
Do you think you can schedule for, you don't think
I
so?
think it'll be July by the time they make their decision, but, I mean, it'll be August, sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Can we schedule for July and then they can
We will,
Continue.
if the planning board hasn't rendered its
Right.
decision, we'll just continue. until
continue?
August.
Okay. Any questions of this board? No? Make a motion to schedule it for July 26th.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Susan, you're, okay, you want to get away? You good? Okay.
I would like to open the public hearing for Block Island Harbor View Partners, LLC, Plot 4, Lot 29, fire number 638 Cornet Road. Application by Richard Hayes for a variance from section 113C and 306C for construction of an addition onto a single-family dwelling. The architect has submitted square footage as requested by the board. And so I think we would like to enter this as an exhibit, right, Jen?
yes.
Would you like to enter it?
You can do it also if you'd like, but I'm happy to offer the exhibit, which is the May 3rd letter. I have extra copies for the board. Would you like me to provide them?
They should have it. If not, I'll put it in our meetings. You have to do applicant's exhibit A, Sal? Okay.
So this is what came up at the very end of the last meeting. There was a request that came from the administrative part of the zoning board that we tabulate and demonstrate compliance with the LHO ordinance, which I think the paper in front of you amply demonstrates that it doesn't apply.
All right, are there any questions about this? Are there any, this is a public hearing, are there any comments from any member of the public? If so, I will make a motion to close this hearing and take it under advisement. All in favor? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is that it for
That's
tonight?
it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
The next thing on the agenda is the Block Island Housing Board, and that's going to be continued. Applicants requested to continue it to July 28th. Make a motion to continue that to the July 28th.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. July, oh, June. I'm sorry. Did I say July? June. Okay, the next application is James and Mary Cronin, Plat 8, Lot 255. Hearing. Fire number 363 High Street, application for a variance from section 309C for expansion of existing single-family. identify.
I'm Douglas Gilpin, architect.
And Jim Cronin, homeowner.
Okay, Karen?
Yes.
State your name one at a time.
James Cronin.
Douglas Gilpin. Let me begin. Jim and his wife Mary have owned what is used to be referred to as the Highland House Annex, historic structure built 1887. At one time, it had a big mansard roof and probably had about 12 guest rooms in it. In the 1950s, the roof was lowered, turned into a single-family residence. Jim and Mary purchased the house. They've been excellent stewards from the historic preservation standpoint, but they're also interested in expanding the house to include a new master bedroom on the second floor and also provide an additional bathroom in the house. Presently, the house only has one bathroom, and their bedroom is actually one of the parlors, one of the original parlors. They're also interested in reconstructing the porch similar to the historic photographs that I believe are in your application. Now, what's an interesting thing is a number of years ago when the Atlantic Inn property was subdivided into lots for single-family residences, et cetera, the property line that separates Jim and Mary's house from Brad and Ann Marthin's adjacent properties is about 18 feet behind the back of their house. There is in this particular district, the RCM district, it is a 40-foot rear setback. That setback line runs through the middle of their house, virtually right through the middle of their kitchen. So any horizontal or vertical expansion of the house requires us to come before this board. We met with the Historic District Commission on Monday and received full final approval on the project. So tonight we are requesting consideration of a variance to expand horizontally. At present time, the corner of the porch is, I believe, about 19 feet off the property line. When we complete that open end of the porch, going back to the original corner of the porch, it will be roughly 18 feet off the property line. So it would be encroaching one more foot into the property, into the setback area. And then, of course, going vertically, the second floor of the house, the ridge line is going to be certainly under the 32-foot maximum, and overall height certainly is 32 foot above average grade and 37 foot under the 37-foot absolute positively maximum height. I'm happy to answer any questions. Jim would certainly be happy to answer anything about the house in particular.
You want to mark some exhibits? I think let's mark, it's like,
These site plan.
mark the full size.
Okay.
Doug, is this the site plan that you would like marked applicant's exhibit 1?
Jen, if it is dated 2/13/2023 in the lower right-hand corner, that would be the
It is.
site plan. Yes.
This is,
So applicant's exhibit. It's Atlas Land Surveying Survey Site Plan.
we don't have a bigger one of that. That's the one
No,
in
this
this.
is mine.
Yeah, these are the
annexes.
building plans right here. You want the big full set? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Doug, do you want to just, identify the plans as your second exhibit?
Yes, that particular plan set that Jen is holding is my architectural plan, which shows existing and proposed footprints, living areas, et cetera. Yes, that is,
2/6/23.
yes, that is.
No. This is existing now. questions of the board? Okay,
Could you just move your microphone closer? Thank you.
all right.
Yeah, sorry. So, I understand the hardship completely. This was created by subdivision that had nothing to do with you, and your house was already there. But the least relief, it's on the least relief aspect of the request that I'm just having a little trouble understanding. It's quite a long porch, and if I've understood the site plan correctly, it sticks out beyond the extent of the house. And I'm wondering if you could talk to us about why it has to be so big.
I think probably I could answer it. At present time, there are two porches. There is a front porch and there's also a side porch. So you have two porches here and here. And in reviewing historic photographs, what they're interested in doing is to fill in, I'll call it the missing square at the corner, and then provide the two-story porch. So you would be able to wrap around from the front door of the house around to the side door of the house, the kitchen side of the house. So again, giving more of that character of the original decorative porch.
Could you show us on the site plan what
Yes.
you're speaking about?
May I come over here?
Absolutely.
Hold on. At present time, this is the side porch.
Yep.
This is the front porch.
Yep.
And the side porch here is 19'6" off of the property line. Here's the setback line. If we add the new porch as it wraps around, this corner is 18'6" off of the property line. That's,
Right, so the side I was looking at is this side. That
Yes.
extends out beyond the end of the house, but I see now that that's not in the setback.
That's not in the
So
setback.
That's,
And it's, yeah, so we're just trying to re-level the house. We're trying to restore it to its former glory. And that porch is similar to what it's
including the secret site.
yes.
Okay.
Any other comments? Any comments from the,
How old is the
public?
house?
No?
How old is the house? 1887.
Oh. This house ever have a second floor, the existing one?
It had a second floor, it had beautiful stairs leading up to a hatch now. So, yeah, we've heard many different island stories of what happened, lost the second floor in a bed, hurricane. Your name, Martha Ball has some perspective. She said her father was part of it, just had nothing, not a lot to do on a Sunday. So we have the old windows in the basement, we have wood gutters, they just took it down and dropped it. And so the inside, from the inside house, it's a beautiful, there are a lot of details. The outside, as you see from some of the photos, it's nondescript, and we're trying to honor it by bringing it back.
I think it looks great. I'm just curious as to what the second,
This is the character. This is Highland
Right.
House, which is where Brad.
I was
Van
noticing
Bart's
that,
house.
yeah.
That's the annex.
It's a shame.
And there's that long front porch. And here's the detail of the porch.
Sure.
Right, we're gonna try to.
And that's, I think that's Jim and that's Mary lounging down.
Yeah, Great, great.
But we'll
I see
also be
that.
reconstructing that sunbox.
I see that. And did you say lost it in a bet, the second floor?
Someone. Just island rumors that
Okay.
I hear from different people who have a perspective on, history.
It's a new one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions?
Nope.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to close the public hearing? Take it under advisement? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So the next hearing is the Town of New Shoreham, Plat 8, Lot 218. High Street, application for variance, it's Article 3, Section 113C for construction at the Thomas property demolish and rebuild the existing structure, Thomas House for 2 accessory dwelling units, construction of a new structure for 2 accessory dwelling units, zoning ordinance of 513, town employee accessory dwelling units.
Okay, good evening. My name is Tom Reesum, and you all, I think, know I'm the facility manager for the town. As such,
Yeah, did you have? Yes. You have to swear you in.
oh, I'm sorry. I do. Tom Reesum, R-I-S-O-N. Thank you. So as being a town facility for town employee housing, this falls on me to present to you. The town manager, Mary Ann Crawford is behind me, and if you have any questions, she'll be happy to answer, I'm sure. You have quite a lot in your package. If I can name the exhibits so we can have a common vocabulary, I'd like to do that. The first one I have is the site plan developed by Jim Jeremiah's Associates. It shows a existing and then proposed site plan. The next one I present, Exhibit B, would be a architecture.
So applicant's exhibit 1 is the site plan from the Jeremy.
So 2 would be a architectural package on near the title block. It says the front elevation custom cape. That would be Exhibit B or 2. How do you want to name it, Jen?
Which one? The one with the porch?
With the porch.
With the porch.
I'm only doing with the porch.
So I think I wrote this with porch at the bottom of your plan. just so
Yeah.
you-
All right.
So that,
I would make the variance request Exhibit 3, but don't need to. All right, and then there's a photo packet of the existing buildings. That would be 3 or C, whichever way we're going. That's all. I have quite a lot more, but that's all that's really pertinent, I think, for the project.
so you're not marking the exhibit with, the plans without.
I can come back. Can I come back and do that later if I need to? Okay. So, the site plan shows that, we're gonna take the existing Thomas property, which I'm sure you're all aware of, across from the school. The town manager's house is to the south or the right, as you look at it from the road. The Thomas house is a low cape, 1-story cape with a very shallow roof, very plain, and is in the center of the property. To the left of that is a 2-car garage, which serves that house. And then there's an open space before the property line. Our plan is to put a ranch-style house behind the garage, but the purpose of this meeting is a variance to replace the Thomas house with the plans you have in Exhibit 2, or which is the custom cape with porch. And the reason we have a variance is because that house was built prior to zoning and is only 23 feet from the property line where it needs to be 50. So it is non-conforming by setback. And by being non-conforming and my wanting to enlarge it to put 2 2-bedroom apartments in there, I need to raise the roof 7 feet in order to put a bedroom under the ridge. So only the center of the house is raised. There won't be 2-story on the ends or the sides, but in the middle. So it's basically 1.5 story, if you all know what that means. So it's a non-conforming building that we're increasing the volume of by raising the roof 7 feet and creating a steeper pitch so it looks more like the other houses in the neighborhood. In the current zoning regulations require an 8-pitch roof. This would be an 8-pitch roof. So it's a little bit more consistent with what's going up these days. And the porch is to make it look more capey. Right now, it's a little bit of it's a personal opinion, but it looks like a sort of a barracks. It's very plain.
Yes.
And I think the view you have in the front of that package with the porch on it will be a market improvement to what you have now. We're going to use the existing foundation, which means the town won't have to take the money to tear out the old foundation and move it back on the lot or build a new foundation, which is about $30,000 to $40,000 for this type of house. And the foundation that's there now is in perfect condition. All the utilities are in the basement, so we wouldn't have to replace all of those. And it really makes good financial sense to keep the house where it is on the foundation. We are taking off the bump out on the back that you'll see in the site plan, and a little walkout it's a landing on the south end that serves that one-bedroom apartment. Right now, the building has one-bedroom apartment and one two-bedroom apartment, and we're going to be having, if approved, two-bedroom apartments. Yep, please.
Would you like to mark, as applicant's exhibit for the decision from the planning board?
I would.
Okay. And I brought copies, if you want to take one.
Actually, I have that in here somewhere. So the planning board, at its last meeting, approved this unanimously, and in fact, urged that the zoning commission consider the custom cape with porch. We did create a package without the porch, but it really looks only as bad as the house does now. So I didn't want to present that. I wanted you to have the first choice in front of you, but there was the second option that you may have in your package, just as an in case. But I certainly hope you follow the planning commission's guidance, and that would be to go with the plan with the porch. I'm open to questions from anyone. Yes.
I have no problem with the porch. I'd like to see a couple of dormers on it, but I'm sure that's a cost.
It is a cost, and to get to two bedrooms, we didn't need them.
Right,
So
right. It's just,
it's cost as much as.
it without the porch would look, probably like it does now. Any questions of the board? Any questions of the public? No? Have a motion to close the public hearing and take it under advisement?
So moved.
Vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good. Decision, Town of New Shoreham, Plat 3, Lot 127, Mansion Road, application by the town manager for a special use permit under Section 306E, Government Facility for Installation of Public Restrooms, Mansion Beach.
Okay, I would make a motion to approve the application by the town of New Shoreham for a special use permit under section 306E government facility to construct a self-contained public restroom structure for public use at Mansion Beach. No variances are requested. The motion to approve is based on the following findings of fact. 1, Mansion Beach is located on Mansion Road, Plat 3, Lot 127 in an RA district. The lot area is 172,497.60 square feet and is within 100 feet of both coastal features and freshwater wetland. The proposed building containing 2 bathrooms will have a gross footprint of 144 square feet with the lot building coverage of 0.000837. The longest wall plane and building plane is 18 feet. 2, the application is compatible with the New Shoreham Comprehensive Plan, which states at Appendix A, page 14, that Mansion Beach is a shoreline access point with popular beach parking and access area at the end of Mansion Road. Bathroom facilities may be a consideration of the town in future. 3, the application received favorable advisories from the Planning Board and the Conservation Commission. 4, the application was approved by the Coastal Resource Management Council. 5, Tom Rism, testifying for the town of New Shoreham, stated that the proposed structure will be totally self-contained, requiring no utility connections, and will be served by 2 water tanks filled weekly or as necessary. The sewage tank will be 2,006 gallons and receive drainage from the sinks and the toilets. It will be pumped out by the town as needed. An alarm system is in place for both the water and sewage tanks thereby demonstrated proper operation of the proposed structure and that the proposed use and structure will not cause a degradation of the quality of surface or groundwater. 6, for these reasons, the application meets all standards for special use permits under section 401 of the New Shoreham zoning code. It is appropriate for the subject site and compatible with adjacent buildings in form, placement, and design, and relate harmoniously to the terrain, to the terrain and other buildings in the vicinity, and will not have an adverse effect on the established physical and visual pattern of land use, nor on island and neighborhood character, nor any significant adverse effect on important natural resources, including surface water or groundwater, and will not cause a nuisance or serious hazard to pedestrians or landward or seaward vehicles and their users. The use is also consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance and the underlying zoning district. The motion is conditioned on the following. 1, must be in substantial conformance with construction plans submitted as Exhibit 1. Any discussion?
I just want to make a statement because I'm continuing to have problems with this from the standpoint of traffic, the possibility of obstructing that very narrow laneway just beyond the so-called drop-off point, which is already an obstruction to traffic in that area. And I think, particularly because it is a public space where emergency vehicle access is absolutely essential, that there should have been more consideration at planning board, quite frankly, that this does have a traffic component, not in the sense of, heavy traffic, but that's a tiny little laneway with a lot of people at the end of the day and a lot of kids who need to use the restroom. And I just, having brought kids to that beach, I could just picture the kind of things that could happen. And they could obstruct traffic all the way back to the main parking area. So,
Okay,
that's all.
thank you. All right, shall we vote? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Nay.
So 4,
4 to 1. Yeah.
4 carries.
So it's,
And we have Flowering Spade and Mark, you have a, okay. No, did you find out who voted? Who has a decision?
No one, because they didn't deliberate.
Okay,
So Mark,
yes,
I make a motion to approve the application by Flowering Spade LLC for a special use permit under section 406 to construct a single-family dwelling. The single-family dwelling exceeds the limit set forth in section 306E. The motion is based on the following findings of fact.
We just sold them in the second.
Yeah.
Just-
No worries. The motion is based on the following findings of fact. The lot of record, Plat 2, Lot 32-2 comprises 200,661 square feet of gross lot area, of which 197,065 feet is developable. Is in residential A zone. Improvements include a single-family dwelling of 3,496 square feet, a barn of 1,286 square feet, a garage of 888 square feet, a bunkhouse of 1,155 square feet, and a screen porch of 332 square feet. The lot is currently vacant. The proposed total lot building coverage is 3.6%, and the proposed total lot coverage is 4.9%. The single-family dwelling requires a special use permit for a building footprint in excess of 2,000 square feet. Based on the plans reviewed by the zoning board, the longest building plane on the proposed single-family dwelling exceeds the 75-foot maximum as defined in section 111(5)(I) of the zoning ordinance by 2 feet, 4 7/8 inches. 5, the proposed single-family dwelling and accessory structures are appropriate for the specific site and are compatible with the adjacent buildings in form, placement, and design. The design and layout of the buildings and other proposed structures are related harmoniously to the terrain and to the existing buildings in the vicinity. The scale, height, bulk, and proportions of the proposed buildings, their design, including roof style, facade openings, architectural style, and detailing and building materials, are visually and dimensionally compatible with the surrounding area. The proposed use will not adversely affect the established physical and visual pattern of land use and will not have negative effects on island and neighborhood character. 7, the proposed landscape plan is in keeping with the character of the surrounding neighborhoods in accordance with the good development practice by minimizing vegetation and soil removal, retaining existing vegetation where desirable, and keeping any grade changes in character with the general appearance of the neighboring areas. The proposed structures maintain scenic vistas for surrounding areas, and special attempts have been proposed to preserve the natural environment. 8, the proposed use or structure will not cause a nuisance or serious hazard to pedestrians or landward or seaward vehicles and their users. 9, the adequate and appropriate infrastructure facilities are included in the proposal. 10, the proposed structures will not have significant negative impact on important natural resources. 11, the proposed use of the structures does not involve employment. 12, the use is consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance, the purpose of the zoning district in which the use is proposed, and the goals and objectives of New Shoreham's comprehensive plan. 13, the proposed dependency on motor vehicles is limited. 14, the proposed uses and structures will not cause a degradation of the quality of surface or groundwater. DEM, OWTS, and wetlands permits have been granted for the proposed site and structures. This motion is approved, subject to the following stipulations. The proposed single-family dwelling's longest plane must be reduced by 2 feet, 4 7/8 inches to conform with the 75-foot maximum allowed by the zoning ordinance. This reduction must be made to the distance from the southeast corner of guest bed 1, as shown on the plans, to the southeast corner of the den, as shown on the plans, each of which is labeled on page 8 of the architectural plans reviewed by the zoning board.
All in favor?
Aye.
Judith?
Aye.
Okay, so 5. Okay. Okay. Explain this,
So for Gloria, you don't have, you haven't deliberated yet on that one. So are you,
I wasn't here. Is he going? Oh, he doesn't.
Gloria, he's recused.
Oh, okay. And I am, well, I wasn't here for it.
Right, so, the board members could have.
Want me to open, it's already been opened, right? This is,
It's decision, so, the board needs to have a discussion about it.
oh, because nobody's been assigned to,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so Gloria, you want to discuss Gloria, the town from Thomas property.
And borrowing,
Yeah.
no,
Richard Hayes.
right.
Why do you want to? Even think you could make the meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, should we start with
Yeah, we'll start with,
Hayes?
Hayes. Yeah, that's you, so go ahead.
Does anybody have any objections now that we have finally have all
The
the
facts.
numbers that we were supposed to have 4 times ago?
Just a plea that it be refined.
I know. It's gone on so long, I forgot what it was all about. All right, does anybody have any issues with it? All right, who wants to volunteer to write that decision? Oh, great, great. All right, so that takes care of that one.
Okay, so it takes care of that one.
What about the Thomas property?
You have Cronin,
Okay.
Yeah. Cronin.
I don't have any problem with Cronin. I think that's a really good, they should be commended.
Yeah, no, it was nice looking. So, somebody want to write it? Okay. Okay. And then we got,
Town,
the town,
for the Thomas house.
yes.
I don't have any problem with the Thomas house.
Except for, yeah, except dormers, but, and who's gonna write that?
Well, I'll do that one, since I seem to be the government one.
Okay. Okay, and then,
Type it on the- now that I- And then now we're left with the Gloria,
Gloria.
which we didn't discuss the last
you
time.
didn't, no, it was a long meeting. I think you got,
is everybody here that was on?
well, Kate
Kate's-
wasn't here,
right.
but you, they can still vote with four.
Correct.
You, I saw Mr. President.
I didn't either.
Somebody want to write it?
Gloria.
Oh, yeah.
My eyes are gonna be out of commission for the next month.
Okay,
Okay. You're gonna write that one?
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you, Mark.
Motion to adjourn?
Wonderful.
Okay. All in favor? All in favor?
And I found, I need to start reading this and I see egregious typos. You'll find them when you do it or. Sorry about that.
So, Steve, I have a grandson who's looking
What's the
for
deal
work.
with the second house on the top?
What?
What's the deal with the second house on the top property that they want to do?
He's
Not
19.
now.
Not now.
I think
Yeah.
he's, you know, has